from 2 employees to 20 in less than the span of a year. All right, and how did you get started in this?
I'd worked 3.5 years working night shift, building airplanes for Boeing.
Now, you've got major contracts with companies like Lend-Lease, TPG, Yarra Valley Water. Tell us a bit about what's been the secret to your success with applying with tenders for such large companies. I mean, where a lot of other businesses struggle. So today we're sitting with Kustura, one of the directors of Harker Civil, and together with his partner Sebastian, they've managed to grow the business from 2 employees to 20 in less than the span of a year. Now, if you're in the construction game or you're interested in being in the construction game, this video is going to be really important because Tommy's going to give away some really important tips. Tommy, thank you for giving us your time today.
Tarek, thanks for having me.
Tell us a bit about Harker Civil. What does Harker Civil do?
Harker Civil is a civil construction company. Now we do anything from telecommunication work to earth moving, as well as building roads, local government infrastructure works as well.
All right, and how did you get started in this?
I originally came from the construction industry, and I always knew that civil construction was where I wanted to be or focus my intentions. Now to get to that point, obviously needed a lot of capital outlay to be able to purchase machinery and all the little equipment that you need to actually do your day-to-day job. Now the process behind that was I'd worked 3.5 years working night shift, building airplanes for Boeing, and then from there I was able to start a cleaning company, and then from that cleaning company I'd sold that and then was able to use that capital to purchase the equipment that we needed to start the civil business.
What do you think has been the key driver behind the success of Harker Civil? I mean, obviously, you've got your trades, Sebastian's got his trades as well. Tell us a bit about the partnership mix and what are some of the other key drivers that have helped you succeed?
So Sebastian and I, we share different qualities in our partnership. Now, Sebastian's a very tireless worker. He will be at the factory from 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning and won't leave sometimes till 8 o'clock at night. My job is to help grow the business and to bring in new clients, pick up new work, and also just build relationships which help to build the business. So I think both our personalities contrast each other and they really help with the end goal.
And what other elements have led to your success as well? Like, is there anything in particular? You've targeted a certain niche of work. Is there a secret recipe, so to speak, that's helped you grow that quickly?
Basically, we started out with our two employees. What we found was that we were actually, to do our work, we were bringing in a lot of other contractors to help finish other parts of the job that we couldn't do ourselves, whether that be concreting, asphalting. Within that area, we were able to actually expand within our own business and purchase these equipment or employ the right people to actually come in and do this work for us, because it's every single job that we were doing.
Now, you've got major contracts with companies like Lend-Lease, TPG, Yarra Valley Water. Tell us a bit about what's been the secret to your success with applying with tenders for such large companies. I mean, where a lot of other businesses struggle to win such tenders, you've managed to succeed in a relatively short period of time. What's been the secret there?
The most important part of when applying for tenders is you need to have your experience. And you need to be able to support the works that these tenders need done. Now, if we were just a 2-man, 3-man crew with an excavator or one truck or something, we wouldn't actually be able to go and tender for these sorts of jobs. Also, things like accreditation, so all the appropriate accreditations that you need, one being your ISOs, and having your business accredited with a management system, meaning that your employees follow this system, whether that be for safety, environment. All these things count to be able to work towards winning these tenders and working with large companies like Lend-Lease and TPG as well.
Where do you see your business being in 12 months' time? What are the major items of work do you think that you'll be encountering moving forward for over the next 12 and 24 months?
So over the next 12, 24 months, I think Harker Civil is doing everything that we kind of need it to do at the moment for the tenders. over the next 12 to 24 months, what I want to work on is actually now building other companies around that. So, for example, a contractor we normally engage will be traffic management. Because we're working on roads, we're working on footpaths where pedestrians and cars are constantly active, we're always engaging traffic management. Now, that's another business in itself that will support Harker Civil, but will also be readily available for other civil construction companies to actually be able to engage those services. So from Harker's Civil then comes your Harker's Traffic Management, and also Harker's Hire. Sometimes we have excavators or trucks that aren't being used and they're just sitting idle. So instead of having that machine sit idle, we're able to hire those machines out to other companies to use when we don't need them, just to bring in that extra capital to help pay for, you know, repayments or there's other businesses there that we want to grow around Harker Civil.
So 5 years from now, if I had to say to you, what does the perfect picture of Harker Civil look like and associated companies?
Yep.
What does that look like in 5 years' time? Where do you want to be?
5 years' time, I would like to see Harker Civil driving through Sydney, through Queensland, and really working on now building our brand, not just in Victoria, but also nationally, so within other states. We had a little bit of a taste of Sydney, so mid last year we moved into Sydney and worked in Sydney for a few months, but unfortunately we just didn't have the capacity, the employment, the equipment, and the support in the other state that we needed to actually continue growing in another state. It was just too early for us at that time, but it was a good taste, meaning that now we know moving forward, in 5 years' time from now, I want to be established in Sydney and then keep moving in from state to state to become a national company.
Other audience members that are watching that are, you know, young guys that want to enter the construction game or people that want to do what you do, what advice would you be giving them, you know, after everything you've been through and the rapid growth that you've experienced?
Yeah, I think there was a lot of trial and error in the last, I'd say now 11 years from when I was 18. Say 18, we're just getting out of school. We don't always know what we want to do. We think we have a bit of an idea, and even when we think we know what we want to do, there's always some variation or a change that comes along. If I could go back, I probably would have spent more time just trialing, you know, different industries within the civil space, just to actually see what it was that I enjoyed doing, what I enjoyed working on, and actually really getting that experience across the board to then be able to use that to grow my business now, as opposed to a lot of the trial and error that we've encountered over the last year.
What do you think's been your main competitive advantage over some of your competitors? What makes Harker Civil unique?
Yeah, so Harker Civil is an end-to-end contractor. So we're able to pick up a job from the very start, and we're able to complete that job start to finish within our own company. And we also, you know, finish their work to a quality standard by doing such things as employing individuals that are experienced in that field, as we were speaking about earlier.
All right, so Tommy, what have been some of the challenges for growing your business?
Working in the civil construction industry, the main challenges we've faced was their trading terms are very, very, very broad. So we've got 30 days end of month. Now that means that with 20 employees, with $1 million worth of machines, and you know a number of projects going on, there's a lot of material and stuff that we have to buy. So waiting 60 days is a very, very long time to be able to support the growth of the business, especially at this rate. Because of those strains, we engaged you to be able to help us with our invoice financing. And what that meant was that we didn't have to wait that 60, sometimes even 90 days to have that money come in. We were able to use you to help us with that. So basically, as soon as we'd invoice our client, that money would be in our account, within the day, even 2 days, which would then help us continue to grow, because we didn't have to wait those 60, 90 days, especially when sometimes your contractors are late, in payments. It really strains the cash flow, and cash flow is really important for growing your business.
And it's been our pleasure to support your growth and seeing you grow. That growth that you had in the last year was phenomenal, and I'm looking forward to the next 5 years. If I went back before you started the business, say a year ago, did you envisage yourself doing what you were doing? Did you see the success happening as quickly as what you thought it was going to happen?
The success part of it, I would like to say yes, because I knew I was always going to work hard for whatever it was that I wanted, but at this rate, no, I didn't. I honestly didn't expect it. It's all when you're actually sitting down and thinking about your business and where it's going to be. You've always got big ideas for your business, and I'm gonna do this, and this is where I want to be. But to actually achieve that is a completely different story. So in the last year, no, I definitely wouldn't have said that this probably would have been our 5-year time frame. But Sebastian and myself are very lucky to be able to build a business, to this level within the year, and that comes down to both, the drive, the people you have around you. That's very important, and also very reliable and very important employees.
And credit to the team as well. Like, you've all put in a lot of hard work to be where you are today. Tommy, well, I hope our audience got some value from hearing your tips today, and I thank you for your time.
No worries. Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.